He's got a few more minutes, a little bit longer. Got a lot of laughs the first show. He'll get a lot of laughs the second show. Let's give it for Jeff Tolbert. Come on, make some noise. Jeff Tolbert.
So glad both of you could show up tonight. That's fantastic. So you guys bored with the election yet? Very enthusiastic. Yeah, I'm pretty bored with the election. I found with these top-notch candidates that it's a lot like, you're going to get kicked in the nuts, but you get to pick out their shoes. So that's pretty nice. Are any of you Trump supporters here?
Yay.
Yeah. Wow, that was...
Only one.
You're right, all those polls he's leading were done in Walmart parking lots and trailer parks. No, we're not going to make fun of you, because we think you're armed to the teeth. Got any Bernie Sanders supporters? There's some young people here. Any Bernie supporters? How did you get in here? This is not a free show. One thing I thought was pretty interesting was President Obama says every time Trump speaks, it's just a recruitment video for ISIS. That's kind of true, but Obama's plan would be to what? Elect a woman? ISIS would be on board with that. Or I don't know, a Jew? Thinkers here. All right, great. Okay, one last political joke, because that's clearly catching. I've been pretty bored with the election, and I thought of a way to kind of spice it up. Now hear me out, I'm a loser, I still play Candy Crush. I'm still waiting on all the pussy that I was going to get from getting really high up there. But I like the way the levels progress in difficulty. And I thought, let's put those politicians through this type of game. What do politicians do? Well, they kiss babies is what they do. So I thought, okay, let's have a game where you're kissing babies. All right, you're kissing babies. The babies' faces, they're just coming faster. That's how it gets harder. Babies' faces are coming, and all of a sudden, boom, they're throwing in minority babies. All right, the Republican candidates are just dropping off. I can't do this shit. This is disgusting. All right. Well, how does it get harder after that? Well, obviously, the faces have to get smaller. So we ship in some of those Zika virus babies from South America. I'm sorry, is it mosquito season? Are we a little scared, everybody? Well, anyway, you end on fetuses, because obviously that's the smallest face. Don't spit, man. All the Republicans dropped off at the minorities, so it's a total wash. Are any of you married here? There was no woo, sir. I'm just going to say, you're going to pay for that later. So the sex is great then? You're a fucking liar. No, I've been married for a while, and after a while it doesn't necessarily get stale like bread or anything like that, because that's hard. But you gotta spice it up a little bit. Just a little advice. You gotta throw some new things in the bedroom. And I had this great idea. I suggested to my wife that we wax each other because hair had become a bit of an issue. You can't suck what you can't see. Now, has anyone been waxed by a professional? Yeah. Well, there's a little bit of technique there, right? They just yank that shit off quick. That is not the technique my wife applied. It was much more of a slow pull. That bitch dragged me halfway across the kitchen before she got tired. And there was a surprising amount of blood. I mean, really, any blood here is pretty fucking surprising. For about half of us. As a thinker, I'll give you time. A couple months ago, we got a sex swing, and I hurried up and installed the hook in the ceiling. And what was just the thought of me in a sex swing is gonna make you laugh? It worked on my wife too. But our daughter came home from school and she noticed the hook in the ceiling right away. You know, what's that doing there, Dad? So needless to say, now we have a plant hanging from it, which is nice, but it blocks the TV. It's very awkward. And it's not a total loss. The thing was only rated for 250 pounds, which means my wife just watches me spin around and jack off in it. That's a visual, sir. You will take home with you.
Bad visuals.
Long strokes, just not really. I tried one more thing. I installed a glory hole in the bathroom. I thought it was a great idea. But do you have any idea how thick an exterior wall is? She was blowing it kisses. So recently, People magazine voted Ryan Reynolds the sexiest dad alive. Obviously, a lot of Deadpool fans in the audience. You know, when I read that, I thought, I need to tell more jokes about my daughter. People magazine doesn't know that I'm a dad. Emily, I'm very sexy. I don't know if you've noticed. Ask around. But anyway, I will close on this. I do have a daughter, and I'm not making this up. She's developed my sense of humor. It's very rough. It's dark, and she comes running in the kitchen. She, Daddy, I want to play opposite day. I want to play opposite day. And the involved, loving father that I am said, I don't want to play that shit with you. And she says, well, you said no, so that means yes. I thought, well, that sounds a little rapey, but okay, you know, I'll teach this little shit a lesson. So I look down at her and I say, honey, I'm very proud of you. I know, I'm a piece of shit. But she's a bigger piece of shit than me. She looks up at me and she says, okay, Dad. Because, you know, she was a little hurt at first. I love you very much. Fine, you little fucker. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm Jeff Tolbert.